Hey there, friends. Happy Tuesday to you. It is journal release day over here, and I have recorded my first two videos for the four journals that I have in the shop right this moment. We are recording our last video for the week, so I hope that you've enjoyed this. For me, creating by batching really does work for kind of my process, and I think we all have to discover what works for us and what works best. So batching things really does work for me. I do have these classic flow journals going in the shop today. You guys might remember this fabric. This is fabric that I purchased at a sweet little yard sale that I'm so fond of this little church. It's a little Episcopal church. It does not have a very big congregation. It is an older congregation, and that reminds me of my mom's church. But this is one of the vintage fabrics that I picked up last fall. No, you know what? It was last summer. It was last summer. They usually have a fall yard sale and a summer yard sale. And I picked this up during the summer of last year. What a change that was. wish we could flip and go back. I don't know the status of that little church. I'm pretty sure that they don't do online services, because I don't think that that congregation might know about technology. Anyway, I'm way off the subject here. Sorry about that. I will tell you one more thing. The pastor at my mom's church did open the church last Wednesday for prayer and invited people in. And when Mom went at 10 o'clock in the morning, there was nobody there. But she was very happy to sit in her church again and just have a little bit of alone time with the big man upstairs. So anyway, that's the story about this fabric. It is vintage fabric. I gleaned it from a little bin of vintage fabric that these sweet ladies had on a table, so I was very happy to get it. Sweet little bead strand here. This is a 5x7 soft cover journal, but it's a very sturdy soft cover journal. It's built on a cracker box, so you can imagine the thickness of the cracker box. So it's made a really nice sturdy journal. Already big dreaming, big dreams. The first page of these books, it's important to start off with a positive affirmation. And this one is Dream Big. I really dig this paper along with this black background butterfly paper with the pops of gold on it. We have our 3x3 mini book to start you out. 3x3 mini book would be a great spot to talk about family fun and the things that you used to do for family fun and the things that you are doing now for family fun. You guys may have heard me talk in the videos this morning that Chris is hoarding Netflix series for us to watch this winter, which, you know, it makes a whole lot of sense, y'all. I like to watch things in the winter. I like especially to watch you know, the Netflix series and things like that. We have a couple that we really enjoy. We enjoy Better Call Saul. We enjoy The Boys, which starts September the 4th. And we really enjoy things like Ozark, but I'm not sure when Ozark is going to go into production. We have vintage maps here, vintage map imagery from National Geographic. My friends, The Man Who Came Closest to the Devil. This is an interesting article, 1992. Farmer's Almanac. Don't you love sunflowers? Our sunflowers got picked totally up by the birds. They snatched them out of the ground. We do have a neighbor that has great sunflowers, and honestly, my next door neighbor planted a big sunflower plant that I can see from my Tower Bower studio. I thought that was very sweet of them. We've got vintage greeting cards for you right here. This is, look at that moon image. Isn't that just neat? I also love the font here. This definitely looks like a 20s kind of font. Accommodations. I hand cut all these butterflies. I hand cut a lot of things for these journals. I think it's important that you have a nice combination of abandoned, misfit items, hand cut, handmade items, as well as, you know, the purchasable type craft things to enjoy in these journals. This is from our friend Rosanna. She sent us a wonderful singer sewing manual. I love it. Especially love the illustrations. Judy dropped off a bag of stuff last week. Judy is my card making friend, so when she has overruns, oh my goodness, we really benefit from her, the things that she was going to throw in the trash. She just keeps a box in her studio for me. How nice is that, you know, for someone to care about your art so much that they kind of keep a little box for you, or they're always on the lookout for me when they go to Tuesday morning. I think Tuesday morning might not be around anymore. This is, again, the Singer Sewing Manual. This shows the ruffler part. It is an attachment to a Singer sewing machine. This is salvage script. The birth announcement that we were admiring the little moon on. We were so delighted to have your news and to know that all is well with Sylvia and little Graham. Isn't that sweet? This might be, yeah, continued on the back. Just a beautiful card. 5 attractions, 1 ticket, great fun. The American Revolution Museum at Yorktown, Williamsburg, Jamestown, Jamestown Settlement. We did go to the Jamestown Settlement, which was very interesting. We went a couple of years ago, and I'm glad that we got to go now. It's a sweet drive, you guys. You go down Route 5 and you end up in Williamsburg. It's just a really it's a beautiful drive. This is Annapolis in Anne Arundel County. I like the way that this cluster goes together. You guys know that I put 3 creative clusters in these books, so you have kits to actually create with. But each page that you see a paperclip on will have a mini cluster. Now this mini cluster went together really nicely. We have Wagon Wheel Cheese from Cowgirl Creamery, and we have a cowgirl on a horse right here. This is a sticker element. And then we have a cowgirl cut out from Judy. Henry Toulouse-Lautrec. The painting here is the jockey. So I thought that all of that just really went together in a sweet way. And we have some recipe, some food photography here, really pretty. I had a great time doing jelly prints, and when weather permits, I'm going to do more jelly printing. It was fun. It's easy. It's one of those surprise crafts. You never quite know what you're going to come up with. You never know what's going to come off the plate when you put the paint on. Or it's a wonderful flowing experiment to play with a jelly plate. Art washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life. This is The Old Guitarist by Pablo Picasso. Chris has a print of this in his studio. Of course, we talk about our 3 kits, cluster kits. We also talk about our clusters on each page, on the pages that have a paperclip on them. But let's not discount all the goodies that are in each of the 8 pockets in this book. I talk about curating, and I think that it's a smart thing to do as you are going through your book. Maybe just flip through it the first time, because you can start to see the curation. This is Astro Navigation. It's a book about navigating by the stars. This is a portion of an encyclopedia. This, you can see the ship here, the ocean in the background. This is a party of whale hunters. A passport, you know, this little passport piece. Where are you going? Captain Hemsworth, pilot William Beerance and the crew. And then we have the sailboat piece. All curated. All hopefully to kind of touch that part of your brain that brings back memories. This is a lovely piece. This is a collage, images on top of other images. I'm going to show you guys how to do that in a video. It's really fun to do that. Collect beautiful moments. The thing you have to be prepared for is that other people don't always dream your dream. And that is a quote from Miss Linda Ronstadt. Words cannot express how many hours I spent with Linda Ronstadt when I was a young girl. I thought she had the most divine voice in the whole world. And I really worked to develop my voice like Linda Ronstadt developed hers. This is an old piece. This is Thoughts Sincere. Vintage ephemera. Look at that signature. May you have the best of health, comforts and sufficient wealth, and as months and years go by, joys increase and multiply. From an old singer, not a singer catalog, but a knitting catalog, probably 1960. A chippy that says reserved. What are you reserving? Let's see. What are you reserving for the future? That would be a great journal prompt, you guys. Chris is obviously reserving all of our Netflix viewing for, for the fall and winter. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Lao Tzu. The Biddeford Theater. This is 1952 phone book. You know, a lot of drive-in theaters, they called this the open air automobile theater. A lot of drive-in theaters, this is just a work in orange. You've got the orange of the tiger, the orange pumpkins, the orange journal prompts up here, this orange strip, all on black. They're having concerts at drive-in movie theaters, which is a fantastic idea, unless you are charging $2,000 per ticket, which I just don't think is right now. I don't think that's right. Sorry. This is from an encyclopedia. A highly branched fulgurite. Isn't that pretty? And you can tell how old this is. It looks like this was just pasted in and copied. I love this little Japanese piece right here with the Japanese pen. Our Coffee and Tea Creative Kit. Got lots of things in these pockets to play with. Dear reader, if you were writing the story of your life and you started it out, dear reader, who would you be writing to? Who's the most important person that you would be writing to? This is our Handmade Hearts cluster. It has a pin back in it, so you can make one of these into an actual pin to wear. Lots of fun. Another example of collaging on paper to make something entirely new. Beautiful 1920s-ish birthday, good wishes. May fairest blossoms bloom in your heart today. Lightning. This is an article about lightning, and this is an image of a clear day. think about that. You know, you think about the darkness and the lightning and the storms coming. But then, you know, in an hour, everything can change. Happy thoughts, a cocktail, a little something to eat right here. Our greatest adventure, again, a little handmade, hand-cut out star. I don't rely much on punches and things like that. Everything is hand cut. I love this little snippet of Florida. This is such a pretty place. Brunswick, Cumberland Island National Seashore, Fernandina Beach, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Gainesville, Ocala, Cedar Key. Lots of pretty places in Florida. And I love these kids. This again is from an old knitting catalog. Work hard and be nice to people. Sweet little dog image there. A few special places remain. This is a butterfly chippy on the map of Florida. Alphabets for you to have fun with. The tag, it features purple fiber, which matches the purple, which matches the pink and blue and white here, which matches the alphabet here. Instant creativity. To me, that's what it's all about. That's what these books are all about. The ability to not only go through here and use the art elements, but go through here and learn something new. Maybe you're going to learn about Ernst Gottfried Kalwagen. He was born in 1829. He died in Stockholm. This is in Swedish. Beautiful text. Super vintage. Magic City Guide. More of my jelly plate fun. Man, I had fun that day. It's important to have fun. Dearly beloved, we are gathered together to talk about this thing called life. I know you guys have never seen Chris perform, but he does a killer version of he does a killer acoustic version of Purple Rain by Prince. He was playing the other night, and the people in the back of the audience flicked their lighters, you know, and were waving their lighters like you would at a concert. I didn't see that. He told me about it. When I was playing with bands, Chris didn't come see me. I don't go see his shows. That's following someone to work, and that really doesn't appeal to me very much. While we're talking about music and work, musicians work hard, y'all. You know, they didn't just stumble on a guitar and go wham bam, thank you ma'am, let's go out and play a gig. When you see somebody performing, that is years and years and years and years of hard ass work. And yes, I did say the word ass. That's a hard job, y'all. Stand up by yourself and entertain 100 people. Keep their attention for 4 hours. Being a musician is hard work, friends. Always tip your musician. I really love the grilled food here. Conscious eating. This is a sweet little image that I found in some ephemera. Look at that sweet baby. Of course, babies are God's opinion that the world should go on. So I think as long as we're seeing babies being born, we know we haven't quite reached the end of everything, right? A baby is God's opinion that the world should go on. I do not know who said that, who to attribute that quote to. And we have fabric flowers here in the last creative kit for y'all. So there we go. Another favorite fabric. And we're going to call this green curry. I love anything that is an Indian type print. I just think it is absolutely beautiful. The color is gorgeous. It looks like a vintage piece of fabric, but I don't think it is. The bead spine came along just marvelously with the green. I did put a pop of purple in there because it just, I don't know what happens. Sometimes when I make bead strands, it's just like, I want to be in there. And it's like, okay, come on, join the party. We start off with a journal prompt that says flowers bloom. You know, if you garden, you know that sometimes you can plant a flower and it doesn't bloom. But you know that seed of possibility is really where the magic is. We've got, well, okay, so her name just went right out of my head. Y'all know who she is. I am amazed that my brain just doesn't work anymore. It's okay. I know it is because we all have a lot on our brains, so I'm trying to not be too hard with myself. They have these wonderful dips. They look so cool and refreshing. A little piece from a vintage Get Well card. I love this guy. A little bird cluster for you so you can see the cluster elements that you have on a page. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cluster elements for you. 5, 6, 7. Recipes. I mean, there are always recipes to try, you know, in these books. Deep as the Infinite Sky, a little hand-cut butterfly for you on some vintage wrapping paper. On a map, this would all make a beautiful little cluster. A little mixed media piece. You never know when you're making a memory. Wow, Ricky Lee Jones. Isn't that the truth? Remember Ricky Lee Jones, Chucky's in Love? Chucky's in Love. I love that. Infinite is my potential. This is pickled okra. We planted okra. We did not get okra. And it's been a bit of a year of disappointment, hasn't it? Goodness gracious. But that's okay, because disappointment just points us on a path of positivity. We have a to-go lunchbox right here, along with this wonderful Julia Child photograph that says, "A party without cake is just a meeting." Amelia Earhart. That's Amelia Earhart. Yeah, I knew it was going to come to me. My mom and I will be talking along, and then she'll go, it's gone. I don't know what it was. And then she'll say, I'll think of it at 3 a.m. this morning. I'll let you know tomorrow. It's like, okay. Her brain is amazing. We call it Mama's computer. Because she does this thing now where you ask her a question and she'll go, it's like, and we call it Mama's computer. Mama's computer is going off. This is a creative cluster called Handmade Hearts, and it will help you make a little heart pin to go on your sweater or your shirt or your jacket, whatever. The Snake Charmer by Henri Rousseau. Now, this is the Chesapeake Goose and Duck Hunting brochure. If this bothers you, just take it out. You know what? I'm going to take it out now. I'm really, I'm not into animal hunting. And even though I picked that up, and you know when I picked it up? I picked it up when Chris and I went shooting a couple weeks ago. We went to the shooting range. And I picked it up over there. But, yeah, that wasn't a good addition to a book. Astro Navigation. This shows people near Paris after Lindbergh's epic flight. So these two wonderful things that go together. Japanese script. This says suitcase. You've got alphabet to play with here. Get a beautiful sunset right here. And maybe you are seeing that sunset in the Kalahari Desert. Things should bring memories to you. Look. There's the man himself, Stan Lee. I love the way all those purples, all these colors play together. You see the purples here, little purple pinks here, the purple pink here. I really dug deep in my ephemera, you guys. We have an animal cluster here. This is something that Judy punched that I love. I love the orange along with this vintage jumbo rick-rack packaging. It's the canary color. Green, 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 green. Green's a very positive color, isn't it? Makes you feel good. This is about fermented vegetables along with field notes and cuisine. For some reason or another, Chris and I have been watching, which is not like us, because I cook every day, but I'm not a cook. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm not like a clever cook. But for some reason or another, last night we watched The Best Thing I Ever Ate, which is kind of cool. You know, purple, purple, purple. Green, green. Curated things that will go together that will help you create quickly. There's a lot of alliteration in there. And cute little cutout of a girl. I don't know how she does things so beautiful. This is not a girl. This is a guy with a lasso on a pony. Romance and beauty are your word cues. Fabric flowers. Creativity takes courage. Amen, amen, amen. How to become immortal. Oh goodness, look at that. The Sheraton at Four Seasons. And this is where you would have your buffet in the morning. And this is where you would have your drinks in the evening. You know how hotels would do like a happy hour, and you would have a glass of wine. You could go down around 5 o'clock, and yeah, not doing that anymore. I used to love to go to a hotel and have that little happy hour, go down and have a glass of wine. I always thought that was so nice, and appetizers, and you know, maybe even a conversation with someone who is was staying, you know, in the hotel. You know, that was very nice. Not no more. I think about all these people, especially you guys. I do think about the ladies and gentlemen who did the buffets in the morning. You could tell that they were retirees, that this was their retirement job. And since we are not doing buffets anymore, I have remembered those people who are in those kinds of positions. I'm hoping they're okay. Map ephemera. And coffee and tea with Elizabeth. Pack your bags. Where would you go to escape the ordinary? Wonderful ways to journal here. Astro navigation again. Cooking in foil. Going places, doing things. Not so much now. This is a bit about Lewis and Clark. Bennett College. More of my jelly plate experiment. Knitting. Exceptional. This is from a knitting catalog. I love the way all these elements played together. Excellent. I don't look at what I've lost, I look instead at what I have left. And that is a quote from Betty Ford. Therapy, a whale, and map imagery. There's always so much to read in these journals, you guys. So many things to learn. It would be an awesome bedside table book. It would be an awesome coffee table book. Encourage people to choose a page and talk about it. And, well, okay, so we aren't doing conversation anymore, but you guys get the gist. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, friends, these are going in the shop just a little later on today. I think I have 4 journals in there right now. So these other 2 will go in today. And then that's it for journal making for, I won't be releasing any more journals until next week. So lots of fun, my friends. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening to my chatter. And I'll talk to you soon.